Padre Pio's final prophecy is coming true. The shocking truth that will shake your faith. The time will come when men will face the truth and tremble. This haunting message echoes through history, but what if the truth has already arrived? In the final days of his life, Padre Pio was gripped by visions so intense they brought him to tears, not from his stigmata, but from the depths of his soul. His silence spoke louder than any words, and his final prophecies reveal a future so unsettling that they demand our attention today. This isn't just a story about faith or miracles, it's about warnings for the world we're living in right now. And believe me, you'll want to hear every word of it. Welcome to the journey of wisdom. If you're here, it's not by chance. Stay with us until the end of this video, because Padre Pio's last vision isn't just a message of despair, it holds a beacon of hope. Before we begin, take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear this truth, and subscribe to The Journey of Wisdom. What you're about to uncover could change how you see the world forever. Number 1. Context of the prophecies. Padre Pio's life is a testament to the profound mysteries of faith and spirituality, leaving behind a legacy that continues to inspire and challenge believers worldwide. Known as a stigmatist, Padre Pio bore the physical wounds of Christ's crucifixion for 50 years, a deeply personal and public symbol of his connection to the divine. Yet these stigmata were only one facet of his extraordinary life. His spiritual gifts extended far beyond, as he became renowned for bilocation, the ability to read souls, and the delivery of messages he believed to be divinely inspired. Such abilities set him apart, but they also carried the immense weight of responsibility, making his life a bridge between the earthly and the sacred. His story serves as a reminder of how one individual's faith can ripple across generations, challenging us to consider the spiritual dimensions of our own lives. As we journey back to 1968, in the quiet yet deeply spiritual town of San Giovanni Rotondo, Italy, we find Padre Pio nearing the end of his earthly life. It was during these final days that the miraculous nature of his life reached a climactic turning point. His stigmata, which had bled for decades as a visible reminder of Christ's suffering, began to heal inexplicably, an event that seemed to signal the conclusion of his divine mission on earth. But as the physical wounds disappeared, Padre Pio left behind something even more remarkable: a series of prophecies delivered to 3 trusted individuals. These prophecies were not vague or metaphorical. They were precise, filled with signs and timelines that pointed to significant events yet to unfold. They revealed not only his unwavering faith, but also his deep concern for humanity's spiritual well-being, urging reflection on the choices we make collectively and individually. The first of these prophecies was entrusted to Father Gabriel Amorth, a Vatican exorcist renowned for his deep spiritual insight and dedication. The second was shared with Dr. Giuseppe Massi, Padre Pio's longtime physician and confidant, who had witnessed firsthand the miraculous elements of his life. Finally, the third prophecy, perhaps the most striking of all, was given to Lucia Monta, his devoted spiritual daughter and a woman of unshakable faith. Each prophecy carried an air of urgency and caution, touching on themes of moral decay, spiritual awakening, and the consequences of humanity straying from its divine purpose. These messages resonate deeply today as they call us to confront modern challenges, whether it's the rise of materialism, the erosion of compassion, or the growing disconnect from spiritual roots. In reflecting on these prophecies, we are invited not to fear the unknown, but to embrace it as a call to reorient ourselves toward kindness, humility, and faith. Number 2. The Three Prophecies. Prophecy number 1. Warning of spiritual decline. Padre Pio's prophecy to Father Gabriel Amorth is a sobering reminder of the spiritual challenges we face in our time, and it begins with a powerful image of decline cloaked in pretense. He warned, "The houses of God will be filled with those who come not to worship, but to hide. They will speak of peace while preparing for war. They will carry crosses of gold while their hearts are filled with darkness." These words paint a vivid picture of hypocrisy, of a world where outward appearances mask inner spiritual emptiness. Padre Pio's prophecy becomes even more compelling when we consider the specific sign he shared. When you see the faithful begin to doubt the presence of Christ in the Eucharist, know that the time has come. Think about that for a moment. This isn't a vague prediction. It's a direct call to examine the state of our faith and the authenticity of our worship. Now, let's take a closer look at our modern world. Studies show a significant decline in belief among Christians in the real presence of Christ in the Eucharist. For many, the sacredness of what happens at the altar has been reduced to mere symbolism or forgotten entirely. Isn't it alarming to consider that this prophecy, spoken decades ago, is unfolding before our eyes? Padre Pio's message isn't just about pointing out what's wrong, it's about waking us up, urging us to reflect on the depth of our belief and the reverence we bring to our worship. How often do we attend church without fully engaging our hearts and minds? How often do we go through the motions without truly connecting with the divine? These are questions that demand honest answers because they strike at the core of our spiritual lives. Here's where you come in. If you believe in the sacred power of the Eucharist, if you feel its transformative grace in your life, let your voice be heard. Write "Faith in the Eucharist" in the comments below, not just as a statement of belief, but as an invitation for others to join in reflection. Your testimony might be the spark that reignites someone else's faith. Padre Pio's prophecy challenges us not only to see the darkness around us, but also to be the light that pushes back against it. It's a call to stand firm in our faith, to approach the altar with awe, and to remember that our actions and beliefs ripple outward, influencing the world in ways we may never fully see. So, what can we learn from this prophecy today? First, we are reminded to take our faith seriously. Don't let it become routine or superficial. Nurture it through prayer, understanding, and genuine devotion. Second, Padre Pio urges us to guard our hearts against hypocrisy. Let your outward actions align with your inner convictions, ensuring your faith is authentic and transformative. Finally, his words call us to community. By sharing and living out our beliefs, we strengthen the collective faith and inspire others to seek truth. Today, reflect on your own relationship with the Eucharist and the depth of your faith. Are you prepared to be a beacon of hope in a world that often feels spiritually adrift? Let Padre Pio's warning serve not just as a caution, but as a call to action, because the time to stand firm in faith is now. Prophecy number 2, the 3 days of darkness. Padre Pio's second prophecy, shared with his trusted physician doctor, Giuseppe Massi, is both chilling and profound, offering a vision of what he called the 3 days of darkness. This isn't a mere natural event, but a deep spiritual reckoning that will manifest in the physical world, shaking humanity to its core. Padre Pio described this terrifying period, saying, "The sky will be wrapped in darkness for 3 days. People will flee to their homes, but many will find no refuge there. The faithful must keep blessed candles and holy water, for only these will give light during this darkness. Those who open their windows out of curiosity will fall dead on the spot. These words carry a sense of urgency and caution, painting a vivid picture of a world engulfed in shadow, not just from the absence of sunlight, but from the weight of spiritual trials and divine justice. Padre Pio didn't leave his followers without guidance. He shared a specific sign that would precede this dark period. When you see a year of unprecedented natural disasters, followed by a winter where flowers bloom out of season, that's when you must prepare. As we look around today, doesn't this warning strike a chord? Fires ravage forests, floods drown cities, and earthquakes shake the ground beneath us. Hurricanes are more frequent, and seasons seem to have lost their rhythm, with flowers blooming in winter, as if nature itself is disoriented. Could these chaotic phenomena be the signs Padre Pio warned about? Or are they simply coincidences in an increasingly unpredictable world? These are questions we must all consider deeply, as they call us to reflect not only on the state of the planet, but also on the spiritual condition of humanity. Such a prophecy might evoke fear, but its true purpose lies in awakening us to the reality of our actions and their consequences. Think about it. Are we living in alignment with the values that bring light into the world, or are we contributing to the darkness through neglect, selfishness, and greed? Buddhist wisdom reminds us, 3 things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. Padre Pio's vision seems to echo this, suggesting that the darkness foretold is not just a punishment, but a revealing, a stripping away of illusions, so that truth may shine brighter. What are we doing today to prepare not just for potential trials, but for the responsibility of living a life rooted in compassion, kindness, and faith? This prophecy also invites us to examine the power of spiritual tools in navigating life's challenges. Padre Pio emphasized the importance of blessed candles and holy water, not as superstitions, but as symbols of faith, purity, and divine protection. In a broader sense, these tools remind us that faith, when cultivated and nurtured, can be our guiding light even in the darkest times. Are you cultivating your inner light, or have you allowed doubt, distraction, or despair to dim it? As Buddhist teacher Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "Sometimes your joy is the source of your smile, but sometimes your smile can be the source of your joy." Even in times of darkness, small acts of faith and courage can reignite hope. If we take a moment to step back, this prophecy doesn't just warn us of physical events. It calls us to a profound spiritual awakening. It reminds us that every action we take, whether rooted in love or fear, creates ripples that shape the world around us. In facing such a vision of darkness, we are not left powerless. Instead, we are given the tools to prepare, through faith, reflection, and acts of goodness. What does your preparation look like? Are you building a foundation of kindness, forgiveness, and faith strong enough to endure any storm? Or are you still chasing fleeting comforts while ignoring the deeper truths calling to you? Padre Pio's prophecy is as much a warning as it is an invitation to realign our lives with what truly matters. Let it serve as a wake-up call to cherish the light of faith, to cultivate peace within ourselves and our communities, and to live each day with purpose and intention. The world may face darkness, but as long as we carry light within us, hope will never fade. Take this moment to ask yourself, how can I bring more light into the world today? For in answering that question, we find not just preparation, but the strength to face whatever lies ahead. Prophecy number 3, the Great Warning. Prophecy number 3, known as the Great Warning, was shared by Padre Pio through the visionary Lucia Monta. Its chilling essence resonates deeply in today's world. Padre Pio forewarned, "There will come a day when people will not believe because they think they know everything. Science will declare it has found all answers, but it will have missed the most important one. The world will celebrate technologies that promise eternal life, while souls die by the millions." This prophecy urges us to question our blind faith in human advancement and to reflect on whether our progress is truly a path forward or a detour away from the sacred truths that sustain our humanity. The sign of this prophecy, according to Padre Pio, would be unmistakable. When you see men recreating life without women and machines thinking like men, then know that the time of the great warning is at hand. This profound message carries a caution for our modern age, where artificial intelligence and scientific achievements have made the unthinkable a reality. Today, artificial wombs and genetic engineering challenge the natural processes of life itself, allowing life to emerge independent of women's role in creation. Simultaneously, machines, through advanced AI, have begun to mimic human thought, capable of learning, decision-making, and emotional processing. These innovations, once the stuff of fiction, now raise critical questions about the ethics and purpose of our progress. Are we nurturing a future where technology complements humanity, or are we edging toward a world where the soul is replaced by circuits and algorithms? As the Buddha wisely said, "Your worst enemy cannot harm you as much as your own unguarded thoughts." This reminds us that without mindfulness and compassion guiding our technological growth, we risk losing touch with what it means to be human. Consider this. The promise of eternal life through technology has captivated our imagination. From efforts to upload human consciousness into digital realms to extending physical lifespans with bioengineering, science attempts to transcend mortality. Yet, as Padre Pio warned, millions of souls may be spiritually lost in this pursuit. This is a powerful reminder to balance our outer achievements with inner wisdom. The Dalai Lama once said, "We can never obtain peace in the outer world until we make peace with ourselves." Similarly, technological progress without spiritual grounding may provide comfort and convenience, but leave a void where purpose and connection once thrived. In today's world, where AI tools help automate decisions and even create art, the line between human creativity and machine simulation becomes increasingly blurred. Is this advancement or detachment? Padre Pio's prophecy emphasizes the dangers of relying too heavily on science while neglecting the soul. This can be seen in the growing disconnect between people as digital communication replaces face-to-face connection and human empathy struggles to keep up in an age of virtual interactions. In response, the wisdom of Buddhist philosophy offers a guiding light. Thich Nhat Hanh said, "The way out is in." As we navigate a world of rapid technological change, grounding ourselves in mindfulness and staying present to our humanity becomes essential. We must remain vigilant not to let the allure of progress blind us to the deeper truths that enrich life, love, compassion, and interconnectedness. The signs of the Great Warning are not distant, they are here. Men are indeed recreating life without women, as evidenced by scientific breakthroughs in artificial reproduction. Machines think and reason not as tools to assist humanity, but as entities capable of replacing it in some domains. In this moment of profound change, we are called to reflect on our values. Is the convenience of machines and artificial creations worth the potential loss of our shared humanity? In a world captivated by artificial intelligence, let us remember the words of the Buddha. To keep the body in good health is a duty. Otherwise, we shall not be able to keep our minds strong and clear. The body of humanity, the essence of who we are, must not be sacrificed in the name of unbridled progress. To those seeking guidance, take heart. These challenges are an opportunity to deepen our awareness and reclaim our purpose. Engage with technology, but do so mindfully. Use innovation to enhance life rather than diminish it. Remember, as Padre Pio hinted, that true knowledge is not the domain of machines or laboratories, but of the heart and soul. As you navigate this complex era, let compassion guide you, for in compassion lies the wisdom to discern progress from peril. Reflect deeply on your intentions and stay connected to the essence of what makes life meaningful. By doing so, we can honor the spirit of humanity even in a world transformed by technology. Number 3. Message of hope and preparation. Padre Pio's prophecies, including his profound message of hope and preparation, hold a meaning that transcends fear and despair, calling us instead to awaken our spiritual selves and embrace faith as a source of strength. These insights were never intended to instill dread, but to inspire us to anchor ourselves in love, trust, and divine mercy, even amid the uncertainties of life. By reflecting deeply on Padre Pio's words, we understand that preparation is not just about external acts, but about cultivating a heart grounded in compassion and connection to the divine. As the Buddha wisely said, "Do not dwell in the past, do not dream of the future, concentrate the mind on the present moment." This mindfulness, combined with spiritual practices, offers us a pathway to live with purpose, courage, and grace. Padre Pio's guidance begins with an invitation to return wholeheartedly to the sacraments, reminding us that confession and the Eucharist serve as spiritual armor for our souls. In modern times, this can be likened to cleansing the mind of guilt and reaffirming our values through consistent, intentional practices. Regular confession, for instance, is a way of acknowledging our humanity and seeking to correct our missteps, while the Eucharist symbolizes nourishment for the soul, a sacred pause in the busyness of life to reconnect with the divine. Similarly, we can draw inspiration from the Buddhist teaching. Just as a solid rock is not shaken by the wind, so the wise are not moved by praise or blame. Strengthening our inner world through these sacraments enables us to stand firm, unshaken by life's trials. Prayer, particularly the daily recitation of the Rosary, is another vital practice emphasized by Padre Pio, who referred to it as the weapon for these times. The Rosary, with its rhythm of reflection and devotion, serves as a tool for calming the mind and centering the spirit. In moments of chaos, it becomes a beacon of light, a reminder of hope and divine presence. For those who may not practice the Rosary, the principle remains the same. Dedicate time daily to stillness and reflection, whether through meditation, prayer, or mindful breathing. As Thich Nhat Hanh beautifully said, "The energy of mindfulness is the energy of the Buddha, helping us to be aware of what is going on in the present moment." By cultivating mindfulness, we can navigate the darkness of our times with clarity and peace. Another key element of Padre Pio's guidance is the act of consecrating oneself and one's family to the Immaculate Heart of Mary and the Sacred Heart of Jesus. This consecration represents a deep trust in divine protection and an acknowledgement of our dependence on higher love and wisdom. In a practical sense, it reminds us to prioritize the well-being of our families, ensuring that love and unity are at the heart of our relationships. This teaching aligns with the Buddhist view that true happiness is found in the welfare of others. The Dalai Lama once said, "Love and compassion are necessities, not luxuries. Without them, humanity cannot survive." By placing love at the center of our lives, we create a sanctuary for our families, preparing not only for trials, but for a future rooted in harmony and connection. Padre Pio also emphasized the importance of keeping blessed sacramentals, such as holy water, blessed candles, and a crucifix in our homes. While these items hold spiritual significance for many, their deeper lesson lies in the idea of surrounding ourselves with symbols of hope and faith. In a modern context, this could mean creating spaces in our homes that encourage reflection and serenity, perhaps a quiet corner for meditation, or a place adorned with meaningful objects that inspire gratitude and faith. These symbols are not merely decorative. They serve as reminders of the strength we possess and the divine support that surrounds us. Above all, Padre Pio's message calls us to prepare with love, not fear. Fear, as he reminded us through Scripture, is cast out by perfect love. In today's world, fear often manifests in the face of uncertainty, whether due to personal struggles, societal challenges, or global crises. Yet, love, expressed through acts of kindness, forgiveness, and selflessness, has the power to dissolve fear and foster resilience. As the Buddha taught, hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love. This is the eternal rule. By rooting our actions in love, we align ourselves with a higher purpose, finding courage and peace even in the face of adversity. To live Padre Pio's message in the modern world, we must focus on integrating spiritual preparation into our daily lives. This means fostering mindfulness in our thoughts, intentionality in our actions, and compassion in our relationships. By doing so, we become beacons of light not only for ourselves but for those around us, embodying the essence of hope and preparation that Padre Pio envisioned. His prophecies, far from being harbingers of doom, are calls to a life of faith, love, and mindfulness. A life that mirrors the timeless wisdom found in both Christian and Buddhist teachings. As we face the unknown, let us carry his words in our hearts, remembering that true preparation lies in nurturing a soul anchored in love, trust, and the unwavering pursuit of goodness. Thank you for being part of today's journey into Padre Pio's final prophecy and its profound implications. Your presence here is truly valued, and I'm so grateful to have you as part of this community. If this is your first time with us, feel free to introduce yourself by commenting, "I am new here," or if you've been following us for a while, type, "I am inspired," to show your continued support. Your comments and engagement mean the world to us and motivate us to keep sharing impactful stories like this. Let's continue uncovering this incredible truth together, shall we? Principles for a peaceful and happy life in turbulent times. In turbulent times, maintaining peace and happiness often feels challenging. However, several enduring principles can help anchor us, fostering inner calm and a fulfilling life even amid uncertainty. While the specifics may vary from person to person, here are some guiding principles that many find helpful. Number 1. Cultivate mindfulness and presence. In a world that often feels like it's spinning out of control, cultivating mindfulness and presence can serve as a profound anchor, grounding us amidst life's chaos. By being fully present in each moment, we tap into a calm reservoir within ourselves, a space untouched by external turbulence. Mindfulness isn't simply a practice. It's a way of living that invites us to engage deeply with life, to notice the small miracles in the mundane, and to let go of distractions that pull us away from the here and now. Regular meditation, even for a few minutes a day, trains the mind to focus on the present, building a quiet strength to weather life's storms. Deep breathing exercises are like a bridge to serenity. They calm the nervous system, quiet the racing mind, and remind us that each breath is a chance to start fresh. A mindful walk, where you feel the ground beneath your feet, notice the rustling leaves, or sense the warmth of the sun can turn a simple stroll into a sacred ritual. As Padre Pio's prophecies remind us of life's deeper mysteries, they also prompt us to reflect on how we respond to the uncertainties of the world. In this, mindfulness is not just a tool, but a transformative practice, helping us see that peace doesn't come from controlling the outside world, but from cultivating stillness within. In today's fast-paced life, practicing mindfulness is an act of rebellion against the constant pull of digital distractions, overcommitments, and worry. It's about reclaiming control over our attention and choosing to focus on what truly matters, whether it's a heartfelt conversation, the beauty of nature, or simply savoring a quiet cup of tea. By training ourselves to be present, we build resilience, reduce stress, and connect more deeply with others. Ultimately, mindfulness teaches us that while we can't always change the external world, we can transform our relationship with it. By living in the present, we open the door to a life filled with more peace, joy, and meaning, a life that aligns not just with the teachings of Padre Pio, but also with the timeless wisdom of the ages. Number 2. Acceptance and adaptability. In times of turbulence, one of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves is the ability to accept and adapt. Life is filled with twists and turns, many of which are beyond our control. Holding on too tightly to what we cannot change is like gripping sand. No matter how hard we try, it slips through our fingers. Instead, learning to accept the reality of a situation without resistance is the first step toward peace. This doesn't mean giving up. Rather, it means acknowledging what is and redirecting your energy toward the areas where you can make a difference. Think of a tree bending in the wind. Its flexibility allows it to weather storms that would break a more rigid structure. Likewise, when we approach life with adaptability, we grow stronger and less prone to frustration or despair. There's a story from ancient China about a farmer whose horse ran away. His neighbors came to console him, saying, "What bad luck." But the farmer simply replied, "Who knows what's good or bad?" A few days later, the horse returned, bringing with it several wild horses. The neighbors exclaimed, "What good fortune!" Again the farmer said, "Who knows what's good or bad?" Shortly after, the farmer's son broke his leg while trying to tame one of the wild horses. The neighbors offered sympathy, but the farmer only repeated his wise refrain. Later, the army came to conscript all the able-bodied young men in the village for war, but left the farmer's son behind because of his injury. This story reminds us that life's events are often beyond our understanding in the moment, and that embracing uncertainty with acceptance can reveal unexpected blessings. Ask yourself, are there areas in your life where you're resisting change? What would it feel like to let go of that resistance and focus on the opportunities within the challenge? Acceptance doesn't mean passivity. It means having the courage to face reality while maintaining the flexibility to adapt. When you embrace adaptability, you reduce anxiety and open the door to creative solutions and personal growth. Remember, peace doesn't come from controlling the storm. It comes from learning to dance in the rain. By practicing acceptance and adaptability, you're not just surviving turbulent times. You're finding a way to thrive, and that is where true resilience is born. Number 3. Focus on what you can control. In challenging times, one of the most powerful steps you can take is to focus on what you can control. Life often throws situations at us that feel overwhelming, and it's easy to get lost in worry over the things we cannot change. But what if, instead of being consumed by the uncontrollable, you turned your attention to the parts of life where you have influence? Your attitudes, daily habits, the way you nurture your relationships, and even how you respond to adversity are all within your grasp. By focusing on these areas, you take back your power and reduce the feelings of helplessness that come from dwelling on the unpredictable. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Think about it. How much time and energy do you spend worrying about things outside your control, like the opinions of others, world events, or even the weather? Imagine redirecting that energy toward actions that truly matter, like improving your health, showing kindness to those around you, or setting small goals that bring you closer to the life you want. When you shift your focus to what you can control, you begin to feel a sense of purpose and capability. Buddhist teachings echo this wisdom, emphasizing the importance of mastering the mind. "You are the master of your own mind. What you think, you become," said the Buddha. What thoughts and actions are you cultivating in your life today? Are they helping you find peace and joy, or are they feeding your anxiety? Consider a simple practice. Write down 3 things you can control today. Maybe it's the way you speak to a loved one, the time you dedicate to a meaningful hobby, or even just taking a few deep breaths to center yourself. Each small intentional action reminds you that while the larger world may feel uncertain, you have the ability to create stability within yourself. By focusing on what you can control, you not only empower yourself but also become a source of calm and strength for those around you. The path to a peaceful and happy life doesn't require changing the world. It begins with changing how you approach it. So ask yourself, what can you focus on today to make your life more meaningful? Number 4, practice gratitude. In life's most challenging moments, gratitude can be your guiding light, reminding you of the blessings that often go unnoticed. Even when the world seems heavy, there are countless reasons to be thankful. Small joys, fleeting moments of beauty, or the simple fact that you are here, alive, and capable of growth. Taking time each day to practice gratitude, whether through keeping a journal or quietly reflecting on the positive aspects of your life, can profoundly shift your mindset. Instead of being consumed by worry, fear, or feelings of scarcity, you begin to see the abundance that exists around you, even in the simplest things. This shift is transformative, not just emotionally but spiritually. As the Buddha said, "Let us rise up and be thankful, for if we didn't learn a lot today, at least we learned a little. And if we didn't learn a little, at least we didn't get sick. And if we got sick, at least we didn't die. So, let us all be thankful." Consider this. When was the last time you paused to truly appreciate the people in your life, the roof over your head, or even the meals you enjoy each day? In modern life, it's easy to take these things for granted as we rush from task to task, often focusing on what we lack rather than what we have. Gratitude, however, is a powerful antidote to this mindset. When you intentionally focus on what's good, you not only find more peace in your own life, but also cultivate a magnetic energy that draws more positivity to you. Studies even show that practicing gratitude can improve mental health, reduce stress, and strengthen relationships. One powerful story about gratitude comes from Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor who, even in the horrors of a concentration camp, found meaning in small acts of kindness and moments of connection. If someone in such dire circumstances could find reasons to be grateful, what might we uncover in our own lives if we just took the time to look? Gratitude reminds us that even in the darkest times, there are sparks of light. By focusing on these, we create room for contentment, resilience, and hope. So ask yourself, what are 3 things you can be grateful for right now? Practicing gratitude doesn't mean ignoring life's challenges. It means empowering yourself to face them with a heart rooted in appreciation. And when you do, you may just discover that the very act of gratitude holds the key to a more abundant, peaceful, and joyful life. Number 5. Self-care and well-being. In times of uncertainty and stress, taking care of yourself isn't just important, it's essential. Imagine your mind and body as a garden. If you neglect it, weeds of worry and fatigue quickly take over. But when you tend to it with care, even amidst storms, it can flourish with peace and resilience. To do this, you need to cultivate habits that nurture your physical, emotional, and mental well-being. Regular exercise can be as simple as a daily walk, reminding you of the Buddhist teaching, to keep the body in good health is a duty, otherwise we shall not be able to keep our mind strong and clear. A balanced diet isn't just about eating nutritious food, but also about being mindful of how you nourish your body. Are you eating with gratitude? Sleep, too, is a cornerstone of well-being. When was the last time you truly prioritized rest as a sacred part of your life? Think of the Dalai Lama's words, "Sleep is the best meditation." Alongside these routines, make space for hobbies and activities that genuinely bring you joy, whether it's reading, painting, gardening, or simply enjoying a quiet cup of tea. These moments of delight are like anchors in turbulent seas, grounding you in the present and reminding you of life's simple beauty. But let me ask you this. When was the last time you paused to ask yourself how you're really doing? Self-care isn't selfish. It's a way of replenishing your inner strength so you can meet life's challenges with grace and clarity. If you don't take care of yourself, how can you effectively care for others or tackle the demands of the world? By nurturing your own well-being, you're not only fostering your own peace, but also creating a ripple effect that can positively influence those around you. So today, can you commit to one small act of self-care? Remember, in the chaos of life, peace begins within. Number 6. Continuous learning and growth. Continuous learning and personal growth are essential parts of a meaningful life, particularly when faced with adversity. Challenges and hardships, while difficult, can become profound opportunities to uncover deeper truths about ourselves and the world around us. This perspective invites us to shift from seeing obstacles as threats to viewing them as stepping stones on the path to greater wisdom. Adopting a growth mindset, where we embrace difficulties as lessons rather than barriers, can reshape our journey through life, turning moments of struggle into powerful teachers. As the Buddhist teacher Thich Nhat Hanh beautifully said, "No mud, no lotus." The lotus, a symbol of enlightenment, thrives only because it grows from the mud, reminding us that beauty and strength often emerge from life's messiest and most challenging circumstances. In modern life, adversity often comes disguised in the form of stress at work, broken relationships, financial struggles, or health crises. These trials can feel overwhelming, but within them lies an invitation to grow. For example, losing a job might initially bring fear and uncertainty, but it can also spark reflection and creativity, perhaps leading to a career more aligned with your passions and values. Similarly, the end of a relationship, though painful, may prompt a deeper exploration of what it means to love and connect, leading to healthier bonds in the future. Each of these moments, when approached with mindfulness and curiosity, can become the seeds of transformation. The wisdom of Padre Pio resonates here, as he taught that suffering, when embraced with faith and understanding, has the power to purify and elevate the soul. This aligns closely with the Buddhist concept of dukkha, the recognition that life's inherent struggles are opportunities for awakening when met with compassion and awareness. In these moments, the key is to cultivate patience and an openness to learning. Consider asking yourself, what is this moment teaching me? How can I grow from this? These questions, simple as they may seem, can lead to profound insights when answered with sincerity and reflection. In a world that often values comfort and instant gratification, it is essential to remember that growth takes time and effort. Just as a tree grows stronger by weathering storms, we too develop resilience and wisdom by facing life's challenges head-on. As the Chinese philosopher Confucius said, "Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall." So instead of fearing adversity, embrace it as a necessary part of life's journey. Remember that growth is not about perfection, but about progress. Be kind to yourself as you learn, adapt, and evolve. By fostering this mindset, you not only transform your approach to difficulties, but also inspire those around you to seek the hidden blessings within their struggles, creating a ripple effect of resilience and growth in your community. As we conclude this journey into Padre Pio's profound prophecies, it's clear that his words resonate deeply in our modern world. These messages aren't just about warnings, they're about hope, awakening, and the call to align our lives with faith, compassion, and purpose. If this video has inspired or moved you, we invite you to take action. Like this video to support our channel, share it with someone who needs to hear this powerful message, and subscribe to the Journey of Wisdom for more thought-provoking insights. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you'll never miss our upcoming explorations into faith, spirituality, and timeless wisdom. Remember, the path to understanding starts with reflection, and the time to bring light into the world is now. Thank you for being part of the Journey of Wisdom. See you in the next video.